Welcome to RJ classes, and today's for class 6 we have the topic that is the pinhole camera. So what is pinhole camera? First of all we getting it. So pinhole camera is simply a device. What kind of device? You take a box. We are taking a box. In a box, at the back position at the back position of the box we are taking a screen, and in front of it we are making a hole, that is using a pin, a small hole, and using this we take the photo of a stationary object. And this whole arrangement is said to be, so my diagram is not so perfect but it will be like a box. Suppose we have a shoe box or any kind of box, and in that box in front of we remove the back portion of that one. Each and every portion will remain as it is, but only back portion of it will be removed, and at place of that a screen, that means a paper, a cloth, or means wood, anything can be placed, and means in front of it a small hole using a pin. That's why it is called pinhole. A small hole is made, and using this one the photograph of an stationary object is captured, and this instrument is completely said to be the pinhole camera. So we have the pinhole camera. So what we called it, what is pinhole camera? So pinhole camera is a device using which we can take the photograph of a stationary object. How does it work? So it means obviously work on the rectilinear propagation of the light. So whenever we take any of the object in front of it, it forms a real image. Why real image? Why we are talking about the real image? Because the object we misformed, the photograph formed, we are taking that photograph on the screen. That's why it is said to be the real image. Suppose we have an object. We have an object here, and from here if light travel, it will travel from here at this point, again from here at this, okay, my diagram is not going so well. So at this point again from the bottom it will form at this point. That means it will form the image like this one. So it will form at the screen. Only one thing, there are several things, but one thing that is to be taken carefully. So there must be only one hole in front of it. If there is one, means more than one hole, so more than one image will form, and that will make it blur. None of the image will seen clearly. So only one precaution is to be taken while taking the image, while forming the, means taking the photograph of an stationary object using the pinhole camera. So the pinhole camera, understood, it is a simple device used to take the photograph of a stationary object. Now how it forms? We take an object from the top portion, light means travel like this one at the bottom, from this portion again this one, again from this one at this point, and it forms real image. And so if the image is real, it will be inverted, it is taken on the screen. The image formed, there are several factors that is to be discussed, means while talking about the pinhole camera. So what are that factors? The first one, the distance of the object from the pinhole. That means distance of the object from the pinhole will affect the size of the image formed. If the object is closer to the pinhole, the larger is the image formed. That means, so distance away from the pinhole will reduce the size of the, will diminish the size of the image formed. Obviously sometimes whenever the size is diminished, the darkness of the image increases, but I am not talking about that one. But more closer the object to the pinhole, larger will be the image formed on the screen, and away the object from the pinhole, smaller the image of the object will be formed on the screen. The second point, the distance of the screen from the pinhole. Okay, if the screen is kept very close to the pinhole, the image formed will be of the smaller size. It will not get relevant space in order to form the image. So if the screen is kept very close to the pinhole, so it will form small size image. So as much as the distance of the screen from the pinhole, so that much larger of this means that much larger will be image formed on the screen. So second point. The third point that is to be remembered in mind, that I told earlier while discussing about the pinhole camera. So only one thing we will have to keep in mind: if there are several pinholes, if there are more than one pinholes, so in that situations means more than one image will be formed, and that all the image will get mixed to each other, that will make it blur, and none of the photograph will be seen very clearly. So that is the condition to be kept in mind. Okay, if the size of the hole is, again it should be a pinhole. If the size of the hole is greater, if the size of the hole is larger, so that will also affect the size of the image formed. So these are the factors that is to be taken in mind while taking the photograph using a pinhole camera. Okay, after that, characteristic of the image formed by a pinhole camera. So before going to discuss about the characteristic of the image formed by the pinhole camera, first of all, what we observe, keep in mind. So if you do your observation properly, most of the answer will come to you without seeing the books. First of all, we understood that the image formed is taken on the screen. So any image, if that is taken on the screen, that image will be the real image. Obviously, in my video that is about the image, so if you go and see, so many times I have discussed that, many times I have told you that, so whenever an image can be taken on the screen, that means it is the real image. And if any of the image is a real image, so that means it will be inverted. So the two things we got from the here only. So it is the real image, and if it is the real image, it will be the inverted. क्या हो जाएगा? Inverted. Okay. So means in your book it is the real image and it is formed on the screen. Obviously that is written here. So real image, obviously that we got. And any of the real image, if it is real, so that means it will be inverted. That is also guaranteed that it will be inverted. So the real and the inverted, and factors affecting, what are the factors affecting the size of the image formed, so that we have discussed here. So it is the pinhole camera, and now we discussed pinhole camera. Now, so pinhole camera, simple, a device, a stationary object photograph can be taken using the pinhole camera, and the image formed is real, image formed is inverted, and again there are several factors that influences the size of the image formed. Again the next topic, so the pinhole camera we understood. So we have the next topic, that is the shadow. What is that? Shadow. So shadow is the next topic we have. So shadow. What is shadow? Okay, let's discuss. Whenever an opaque object is placed in the path of light, suppose we have the source of light here and we are placing an opaque object, so we have a topic, that is the different types of object: transparent, translucent, opaque object. We haven't done that topic, we will do it later. So suppose we have a source of light, and in the path of this source of light we are placing an opaque object. So that means an opaque object will not allow the light to travel through it. That means light will strike on this object and will not able to penetrate in and go beyond it. That means light will stop here, and as it stop the rays of light at this place, a black region will form behind the object, behind the opaque object. Remember, keep in mind what I am telling. So one thing, we have a source of light. From that source of light, the light is traveling, and an opaque object is placed. When in this path of light, it blocks the rays of light, and a black region is formed behind the object, behind the opaque object, and the black region that is formed behind the opaque object is said to be the shadow. So if through diagram we understand it like this one, so we have an opaque object that will not allow the light to travel through it. Opaque object. Okay. Now this is the source of light. So from here light strike on this opaque object, but what will happen? So light will remain to this, light will remain stuck to this position only. It will not travel beyond this position because this opaque object has stopped the rise of light here only. And in return of that, what will happen? So what will happen, that a black region will form, a black region will form behind the object, a complete black region behind the object, and that black region is said to be the shadow. Understood? So what is shadow? So in order to form shadow, the condition required in order to form shadow, first of all, there should be a source of light, obviously, and second, an opaque object should be placed in the path of light. If there is an opaque object in the path of light, then only the shadow will form, otherwise shadow will not formed, obviously. So shadow, the definition, if you need to give the definition, a black region, what I am telling you will write that definition only. So a black region formed behind an opaque object when it blocks the rays of light from a source falling on it is said to be shadow. Okay, now the characteristic of the shadow, we have given characteristic of shadow. It is dark in color and does not have the detail of the color of the object. So from the shadow, seeing the shadow, you cannot get the detail about the object, the shape, size, nature of the object, which you cannot imagine. Second one, it may or may not have the same shape as the object. Obviously, it completely depends upon the source of light and the angle of the source of light falling on the object. So we understand from this point only that the size of the shadow vary. It will not as long as the shape or the size of the object. The shape depends upon the position of the object and the light source. Obviously, if it is oblique, it will have the different. If it is a tangent, it will have the different. And if it is vertical, it will have the different shape and the size. Obviously, size again, size of the object and the size of the light source and the light source falling on it, the distance between the object and the light source, and the distance between the object and the screen. Obviously, these are there several factors that will determine the size of the shadow. The first one is the size. First one, the distance between the object and the light source. Second one, the distance between the object and the screen, and the size of the object and the light source falling on it. So these are the factors that will determine the size of the object. And next one, we have the two things, that is there are the two categories. That one is the umbra and other is penumbra. So the shadow, we have the two categories, one is the umbra and other is the penumbra. So the complete dark region, so whenever there is the shadow formation, one region that is the completely dark, you will find one region that is the completely dark and another region that is the less dark region. So the less dark region of a shadow is said to be the penumbra and the complete dark region of a shadow is said to be the umbra. So these are about the shadow, umbra, penumbra, and in next video we will do much more about this one.